Okay, let's go.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right. So from here starts the speaking test. This is the speaking mock test of the International English Language Testing System taking place in Ross IELTS Academy. The candidate is Ali Murakkabati. The candidate number is 014-13278. The examiner is Joseph, examiner number 443533. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Joseph. Would you please tell me your full name?
My name is Mohammed Ali Murakkabati, but you can call me Ali.
All right. Can I see your identification, please?
Sure.
Thank you. All right, perfect. Well, in the first part of the exam, I will ask you some personal questions. First, I'd like to ask you about your family. Do you have a big family or a small family?
Compared to other families in Iran, I have a big family because we are 4 people and 3 brothers, 1 sister, and my parents.
All right. And how much time do you spend with your family?
Nowadays, unfortunately, I have no time for them because we live in separate cities and we see each other very rarely.
How has your family influenced you?
By many ways. From the very beginning of my life, they taught me how to walk, how to think, and how to communicate with others. And after the time I got older, they taught
me.
Do
you usually use a pen or a pencil? This is about pens and pencils. Do you usually use a pen or a pencil?
Well, it quite depends on the situation. When I'm going to write something permanent, like a formal letter, I use pen. But whenever I just studying for myself in my books, I use pencil.
Do you think using pencils or pens give an impressive writing layout?
Because of the speed of writing, when you write with pencil, you got a better handwriting. But with pen, it's changed.
And how would you feel if someone gave you a pen as a gift?
You know, totally I'm not very okay with gifts. I think that they impose something to you that maybe you don't like it, regardless of whatever they give you. But so I don't think.
Now let's move on to talk about history. When you were a child, did you enjoy learning history?
Not really, because when we were in school, I believe that they only giving us some wrong information. So they just twist the reality, and because of that, I didn't like to learn history.
Have you ever been to a museum to learn about history?
I've been to some museums, but not recently. But it was not about the history. I was just curious about seeing the stuff.
And when was the last time you read a book about history?
The last time I remember when I was in high school, I read a book about Hitler, Third Reich, it was the name, and it just gave me some information about the development of this person.
All right, this is the end of part 1. Now, in part 2, I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. And you can make notes if you wish, but don't worry if I stopped you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Well, you have to speak about this topic. Describe an occasion where you promised someone. Here's your cue card and your pen. You have 1 minute to prepare yourself. 1 minute starts now. All right, your 1 minute preparation time is over and you can speak now.
I want to talk about one of my most important times of my life because one of the most significant things that I ever done was the promise that I gave to my wife when we want to get married. It was 6 years ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I've got a mind like a sieve. It was 6 years ago, and we were talking about our future, and she asked me one thing: don't even let me to be alone. And I told her, be sure about it. I promise you, I will never let you alone. And from then, I think that I have done everything that I could to make this promise come true. And even when our child was born, we become more dependent to each other, and even and we never let each other to feel alone, because she asked me nothing, just this specific thing. And I just want to make her happy. I can do whatever it takes to fulfill the promise I gave her 6 years ago. So, as I said before, we are so dependent to each other, and I try hard to give her what she asked me. And that's the one important promise that I ever promised someone. And
all right, your 2 minute time is up. Please hand me back the pen and the paper. Thank you. Now we're ready to move on to the third part. We've been talking about an occasion where you promised someone. And I'd now like to ask you some questions related to this. Do you think people are less committed to goals now than in the past? Why and why not?
I think it really doesn't change. People are the same as the past. But now, because of the ease of communication with lots of social apps, lots of digital world, now we can somehow prove them wrong more easily than before. At that time, for example, 10 years ago, there were no Telegram, there were no WhatsApp, and there were no chats. But now we can easily show them that here you promised me something, and now you're right.
What is the importance of commitment to work?
I think it's one of the most important things, because if you want to run a successful business, you must trust each other. And the commitment is one of the key points in this issue.
And do young people show commitment towards work if they are not paid well? Why and why not?
I think young people tend to show less commitment if they are not paid well, because they are so eager, so energetic, and they want to conquer all the problems very fast, and maybe they are not so patient to their commitment when they are not satisfied with their bill.
And has global and social networking enabled people to be more committed or vice versa?
Sorry, I didn't.
All right, I'll go again.
Thanks.
Has global and social networking enabled people to be more committed or vice versa?
Yeah, as I said before, the advent of social networks makes us more committed, because in these networks we write our things and everything is recorded, so it's very hard to turn the situation in our favorite way, and I think, yeah, it's really important.
And how can we teach young children to be committed to their goals and never give up?
I believe that the best way to teach our youngsters, our children, is to show them how we act. And for example, when we want to follow our goals, if we are committed to these goals, they will watch us and learn from us. It's not enough just to tell them this and that. It's not working right.
And have you experienced such a situation so far?
Yes, as I told you, I have a kid and he's 4 years old. And me and my wife always try to stay focused on what we want, so he will learn from us.
All right, this is the end of the speaking test. Now you can take a deep breath and relax, and please give me 2 minutes to review what you did.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bronze. This package is comprised of the offline educational videos for the 4 skills, including listening, reading, writing, and speaking. In these videos, you will learn all the necessary techniques that you will need to apply for the IELTS exam. Apart from the educational videos, you will have full access to enormous resources to practice the strategies that you learn. You will also have 63 level British-based podcasts produced by the Academy, not only to help you improve your listening, but also to enhance your vocabulary range and pronunciation. In addition to all the mentioned resources, you will be provided with useful grammar and collocation files to get your target score with a better level of knowledge. Join us and become our next successful candidate.
Welcome back. Now we're going to review and evaluate what you did today and how you did. Of course, your performance, as you know very well, there are 4 criteria for evaluating your speaking performance: fluency and coherence, lexical resource or vocabulary, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. So let's start with fluency and coherence. Well, of course, you were highly capable of maintaining the flow of speech and giving to the point and relative answers to the questions. It's perfect what you did, and but you had a couple of self-repetitions and hesitations that are, I think, they were content-related. You were not searching for language and searching for words. You were searching for the ideas and how to answer the question. But you need to, of course, reduce those instances of hesitation and pauses. You do not have long pauses. They're okay, natural, but you need to reduce them in order to increase your band score. So I like the way you connect the sentences and develop the topic and build up the topic and go to the conclusion. It was really perfect. Stick to this. Good job. But try to also use some discourse markers, fillers and boosters in order to buy yourself some time to find a better idea or find a better answer to the question and better framing of the sentences. So fillers and boosters and discourse markers, and you can use a diverse range of discourse markers and connectives. Do not stick to the simple connectives. Try to use however, although, and those a little bit complex connectives and diversified connectives in order to get a higher band score. So now let's move on to vocabulary, or what we call lexical resource. You had a wide range of vocabulary. Your word treasure is perfect. You can easily talk about familiar and unfamiliar topics. but you had a few mistakes, like when you wanted to, for example, use turn the tables in our favor. You said turn the situation in our favorite, and then you added way to it. You knew that there was a mistake in this part, but you wanted to fix it. You were not successful, unfortunately, but try to pay closer attention to how the words are used. If you're not sure that this is how native speakers use this idiom, for example, do not use it, avoid it, skip it. Try to use other words or alternatives to this. So, but generally, you really shown in this part in vocabulary, you had a wide range of vocabulary. So when it comes to grammar, you were able to use a mix of complex and simple structures. But I think sometimes candidates forget to use the complex structures. I'm sure that you have the capability to use complex structures, but you did not really use a lot of complex structures like conditional sentences, subordinate clauses. Try to pay attention to this part and avoid slight mistakes that can mark you down. Mistakes that are concerned with information. You said informations. I know you know that it's not informations, it's information. Even it does not have such a plural form. It's information. Or you were talking about the past and you said, we want to get married instead of we wanted to get married. Or you said, from that time, we have been trying. Since that time, we have been trying. Or nothing but, you said nothing just. You should have said nothing but. She asked me nothing but to, for example, be loyal to her.
Yeah.
Nothing just be loyal to her is not correct. So if you pay attention to these slight problems, but very important, because the examiners know and can hunt them, on spot. Let's move on to pronunciation. You didn't have many mistakes when it comes to pronunciation, except for the word conquer. You said it conquer. And there's one more point. You should not be flat while speaking. You have to be, you have to raise your voice sometimes, lower your voice. You have to have those rises and falls in order to avoid being monotonous. Being monotonous may mark you down, may make the examiner think that you are not even interested in speaking at length. You should show the examiner that you have the capacity to speak at length without any effort. So try to have those rises and falls to give a better gist to your messages and the messages that you want to communicate with the examiner. So these are my tips. And I'm right now, so you're 6.5, and I'm sure you're potentially at least 7 if you regard those tips. The slight mistakes that you make with grammar, if you pay attention to the discourse markers, pay closer attention to them, try to use them. Try to use them. Try to use those discourse markers that can help you, buy you some time to shine even better. Buy yourself some time to provide longer answers. So use them, fillers and boosters. If you just fix those problems, you're definitely going to have a better performance in your IELTS exam. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you
wish you the
very
best
much.
of luck.
Thank you very much.